First of all, I'd like to thank you for subscribing to this channel. So today we're going to be fixing this little 9-in-1 super portable TV, and it has a problem. As you can see, the antenna here is a little sad and it won't hold. So this is should have been an easy fix, but let's see. The tools that we're going to be using today to do this job is pretty simple. Couple of screwdrivers, and I'll talk you through why do we need different type of screwdrivers here. We're going to be using JB Weld, couple of matches, and this is just my pen. Okay, I already disassembled this device since it's notorious for plastic to be known to shrink over time, and even getting like a standard screwdriver like this into a standard hole like this, as you can see, it's not always feasible because over time plastic shrinks and it takes some time to actually get all the screws unscrewed. But I got it done already for you. And before we open up the housing, there is one feature I'd like you to see, because this is pretty neat. You see the open and close sign right over here at the top of the torchlight. If we twist it like so, okay, and pull it like that, we actually get the entire housing of the torch assembly out. And as you can see, the wires are wired, they cannot be disconnected. Brilliant engineering. But what you do get a spare light bulb right here. So for those of you who's gonna get this device, you got a spare, which is pretty neat. Other than this, there is nothing simple about disassembling the device. The torch comes out like this, and we're just gonna lay it flat like so, and then it's just a matter of finessing and finagling the housing and get it out of the way. Again, I already disconnected the majority of the connectors in here so that the top housing actually can be completely pulled out. And this is where the difficulty is. First of all, this is the compass. Okay, so it sits on top of the handle over here, and ta-da, it's using the double-sided tape to be taped to the both sides of the housing. So that means that there is no easy way of actually disassembling this without removing the compass. So we're gonna remove the compass and put it someplace over here. Second piece that needs to be kind of finagled with, if you ever need to fix this device, which I hope you won't, the speaker assembly is also not detachable. Actually, very few things are detachable in this device. So you will have to unscrew the mounting screws for the speaker before you will be able to pull the top housing off. Other than that, the rest of the wires have connectors on them, and we have two type of leads here. So first of all, there is antenna connectors here, and second, there is the lead that goes to the fluorescent light. And being such a close proximity for the fluorescent light to antenna in general is a bad idea. So that's why in the video when the fluorescence light was working, antenna was not, radio was not really functional. Okay, before we dive into the fixing the antenna, which is pretty simple, I'll show you what actually got broken here. So the post, the plastic post that holds antenna in, fell apart completely and produced a bunch of shards and small plastic pieces like that. So that is what we're going to be using the JB Weld for. Okay, so in order for us not to wait for that, I'll just pre-mix the JB Weld really quick, and I'll talk you through the rest of this device, since it's full of engineering marvels and surprises. I used the matches, just the regular matches, to do both premix and application. So that's our JB Weld epoxy. It's getting ready to be applied. Okay. So we gotta wait for it to become tacky. So I'm just gonna leave it right here, and let me talk you through the rest of the device. So first of all, the torch, yes, the speaker, everything is kind of understandable. I mean, like, this is not very complex, right? What is a complex thing in here, in this particular device, is the overall lack of engineering that actually went into building it. First of all, what do we see here? We see here 3 types of PCB boards. So there is this PCB board, which is basically, this is your control board for the fluorescent light. And then you have your radio board right in here. And if I try to zoom in really quick, like so, you can actually see that this is what's called a coil. This is where the AM radio is getting its signal from. The better this coil is, the better your reception is going to be. But because of the proximity to the controller that actually operates the fluorescent light, there is little to no chances for this radio to be operational at all when the fluorescence lights are being turned on. So the location for this L coil to be in this particular space, in the proximity to the controller, fluorescent light controller, is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? So this is a big miss. This is a huge miss. And then we have the PCB board that is actually controls the TV. So this is our TV receiver and TV controller of high voltage lead. Do not touch it when it's powered and energized. I'm gonna go through how the high voltage is operating inside of the CRT TV in a later video. So go ahead and go to my channel, subscribe on Osmaville on YouTube, and OMG Engineer also on YouTube. We're going to be rambling about, you know, these kind of solutions and these kind of engineering so-called decisions. But the TV itself is pretty basic, pretty standard. The way it is, we have all of our connectors on here, the switch that provides the power to the battery to charge it. We have the brightness contrast and the horizontal hold controls in here. From the quality of this TV, the nice thing is that, as you can see, this metal box right over here, this is where your main receiver is, and the fact that it is actually shielded, it's a pretty good thing, and it's a promising thing for it to maintain its integrity and sensitivity when working from either a small telescopic antenna or through the larger aerial. Let's check really quick on the JB Weld. How is it doing? Okay, it can sit for a few more minutes. Okay. So apart from that, the quality of the build and the location of the connectors is subpar. So to give you an idea, so 2 leads coming off of the aerial through the telescopic small aerial antenna actually gonna get connected. One is gonna get connected to this connector right over here, which is for our AM FM receiver, and another one is gonna get connected to this, which is our TV receiver. There is no isolation between the two, so the single antenna goes to both of the devices, but evidently those 2 devices inputs are shorted. So if one goes down, another one will go down. So shortcuts and cost savings, nothing more than that. So let me put this aside for a moment, and let's take a look at the antenna. This is the housing that actually has the antenna. This is the antenna, and yeah, you also get the second fluorescent light mounted to this side as well. Now what we're gonna be doing is trying to reconstruct the mounting points and locations for the post. Okay, so that's the way it's supposed to be. As you can see, it's missing a bunch of pieces. So there is no an easy way actually fixing this. So instead of just trying to reconstruct whatever is left off of it, what I'm going to do is to JB weld the antenna to the plastic housing from the inside, and this will be it. The antenna will still be operational, but will not be easy to rotate. But heck, come on, this plastic is gonna give its way. It's gonna break the moment you're gonna try using it in real world. So, and this is what often happens with these older devices. Not just with the legacy 20-year-old Chinese-made cheap electronics. A lot of modern electronics as well. Over time, the plastic, especially with the amount of recycled content we're using these days, the plastic is just gonna give, and there is no way around it. It's just going to happen. The plastic will get brittle and it will break. So the decent plastic repair job is all what you can hope for. And as you can see, I'm putting a lot of JB weld in here. So, and let me kind of zoom in here and hope that the focus right there is going to catch up. And you see, I'm just using everything that I've got. It's pretty tacky. It's gonna set in maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. The basic purpose that I'm doing here is that in shipping, when I'm gonna be shipping this one out, the antenna just won't fall off. I'll put a label. Don't rotate the antenna onto the device, and that will be it. That will be it. It's not like we have a lot of analog TV in the area anyway, and to receive the radio you can always get the external aerial connected to it, or you can just expand the antenna without rotating it. I mean, there are ways of doing it. With the reception that I'm getting, I actually don't have to expand or extend the telescopic little antenna at all, and this is not a problem for me at all. All right, let's give it a few minutes to kind of settle and stop flowing around places, and we'll come back in 5 to 10 minutes. While we're waiting for this to settle, what I'll do is that now we'll go back to the little compass. A great feature. So because it's actually attached to both sides of the housing, what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna point the north towards the user, same way as the TV is facing, and instead of using the really low quality double-sided tape that will wear off, it will dry out, it will fall off, what I'll do, I'll put a bead of the JB weld on only one side of the housing, and this will ensure that if you need to service this device in the future, you can safely take it apart without losing your compass. Just like so. Just to make sure that the thing is pointing towards the user, like so. All right, and remove the excess JB weld on the other side. What we're gonna do now is I'll show you how not conventionally easy it is to finagle this speaker back into its place. So here is the speaker, and let me back off a little bit more. Okay, so here's the speaker housing, but the speaker leads, as you can see, are really short. So the moment I'm actually placing the speaker into the place where it belongs, I'm losing all hope, like no hope at all, of rotating or moving this housing around. So what I actually need to do is to make sure that because the leads are so short, they needs to be in a certain orientation. So it should be like that. And this is where the big difficulty lies, is that I still need to connect the connectors, right? So let me go ahead and do that without cursing too much. The orientation is right, and the connector go right there. Okay, plugged in. All right. So let me go ahead and put this little poor guy, in this way. Okay, and as you can see, these tiny leads are just dangling there. You do not want it to be like that. It should be the closest path from the coil over to the PCB board for the radio to be an actually decent receiver. This poor radio doesn't stand. It just simply doesn't have a chance at all. And as you can see, the TV PCB is not mounted. It's a friction feed there. Oh, there is one more thing that I forgot to point your attention to. Let me do it slightly closer and wait for the focus to appear. Okay, so the ingenious feature of the mosquito repellent implement, as we remember in the box, is actually the function is being done by this little piezo, and this is the piezo speaker that emits that nasty and annoying sound. You see, it's just taped here, dangling. That's it. Not so much, not so much thinking, right? So this is the board, and a couple of leads going to the speaker, the board for the mosquito repellent. So mosquito repellent is right here. No housing, no mounting, no nothing. You got your speaker inside of the TV box, and that's it. All right. Okay. Seems like the compass is pretty good, I would say, and the antenna, it's getting there. It's not running. That's the main part. So let me go ahead and assemble the speaker. And you would think, how would they do this at the factory? Well, actually, in the factory they would do it the opposite way, which is why I'm having this difficulty right now. One of the things that we always pay attention to is the repairability, so the ability to repair the device. And unfortunately, for this particular device, it's not very repairable. Okay, I think I just got lucky. as you can see now, putting these devices back together, back in its original state, is more difficult than taking it apart, and that will always be the case. Do not over tighten the screws in plastic, never. First of all, you will be opening this back up, and second of all, you just saw what happened to that housing, right? With antenna, everything is in bits and pieces. Little bit of convincing right there, and a little bit more convincing. Oh, right there, perfect. There we go. And the last color matching, 3 color matching screws that we have got. All right, or did I forget one screw? Yes, one screw did escape from me. There we go. All right, and just like that, the device is assembled back, and we did not miss anything. After we glued everything, let me see, there we go. It's time to really quickly to see if the device is still working, and then it will turn on, which is a very important part. Okay, so the way I'm powering this is it's a 12-volt battery. I've got a gold zero down there. Okay, I heard something. Okay, let's turn on the TV and let's give it a few seconds. There we go, and let's try to tune, and we got the picture. So everything is back to operational. Let's see if the rest of the features work. They do. And just like that, we fixed this device. Well, it doesn't matter how useful this device is or not. The best part is that when it goes into someone's home, hopefully that person will be not throwing this away, will be using it, because giving the second life to something like this is what it's all about, right? There is no need to create more e-waste, and I highly encourage you to learn how to work on the devices, learn how to fix them and give them the second life. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.